Now, we'll talk about advanced class concepts. C# offers a variety of advanced class features that make object-oriented programming more efficient and structured. Understanding these concepts can help you write cleaner, more reusable and maintainable code. We have already explained fields, properties, method overloading and overriding, and interfaces. Now, we'll learn about static members, access modifiers, and constructor chaining. So, let's talk about static members. Static members are variables, properties, or methods that belong to the class itself rather than to any specific object of the class. This means they are shared across all instances and can be accessed directly using the class name. Static members are useful for creating constants or utility functions. Like here, pi is a static field, and calculate circle area is a static method. You don't need to create an object to use them. We can directly call static fields and methods. This ensures that the logic is centralized and reusable. Now run the program. Here, value of pi and radius is printed. Now, let's talk about access modifiers. Access modifiers determine the visibility of classes, fields, methods, and other members. They ensure proper encapsulation and help protect data from unauthorized access. In C#, the most common modifiers are public, private, protected, and internal. Like here, I have a messages class. Inside it, I created a public message with public access modifier. Members marked as public are accessible from anywhere in the program. This means any class or object can access them without restriction. Public members are typically used when you want the member to be globally accessible. Next, I created a private message with private access modifier. The private modifier restricts access to members within the same class. These members cannot be accessed directly outside the class. Private members are useful for encapsulating data and ensuring it can only be accessed or modified through controlled methods or properties. To access this private message, I created this public method which prints private message. Next, I created a protected message with protected access modifier. The protected modifier allows access to members within the same class and any derived or child classes. It is commonly used in inheritance scenarios where a base class wants to provide some functionality to its derived classes while keeping it hidden from other classes. Like here, I created a derived message class which inherits from messages class. Inside it, I created a public method which prints the protected message from the base class. Next, I created an internal message with internal access modifier. The internal modifier makes members accessible only within the same assembly. It's useful when you want to limit access to certain functionality to other classes within the same project but hide it from external projects. Like here, I created this internal message with internal access modifier. After this, I created object of this class. Then I printed the public message directly. Next, I used this method to show private message because I can't access the private field directly. Next, I printed the internal message. I'm able to access it because I'm fetching it in same assembly. Then, I created the object derived class and used this method to print the protected messages because I can't access it directly. Now, run the program. Here, all messages are printed. Now, let's talk about constructor chaining. Constructor chaining is a way to call one constructor from another within the same class or between base and derived classes. This helps reduce code duplication and ensures consistent initialization. Like here, I've created a vehicle class. Inside it, I have a string type property. Then I created a parameterized constructor which initializes the type property inside it. Then, I created a default constructor and called the parameterized constructor of this class using this keyword. Then I passed the string type value to it. It will call the parameterized constructor automatically corresponding to the value type. Then, I created object of this class. After that, I printed the type property of this class. Now run the program. Here, we can see that car is printed, which means default constructor called the parameterized constructor and passed this value to it. That's all for this section.